So this is the sort of event where I typically won't read my speech, but because I have to start practicing what it's like to be a public official, I'm going to be reading this time. I tried it, I think, about a month or two ago. And what I did was I was at an event in Nairobi, and I decided I was going to read out my thoughts. So I went on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT wrote me a speech in about 10 seconds. And the funny thing was how accurate the speech was. So since then I've been practicing. So I'll say, forgive me if it's not perfect today. This is the process. We still have about 4, probably more years to do this, right? So we'll start today. We'll start. Most of you guys may not know, but this event is actually being hosted by His Excellency Prince Dapo Abiodun, the governor of Ogun State. Unfortunately, there's so many things going out there, so it's been all over the city celebrating people. And as you may know, Ogun State, we have about 3 ministers in this cabinet, which I think is the highest deputy, right? So we should give Ogun State a round of applause, and also the governor as well. I'd also like to recognize the Deputy Governor of Ogun State. Coincidentally, she happens to also be my cousin from my mother's side. So we're extremely fortunate, I'll say. But also our royal fathers, they were here earlier. Most of them are not here now, but it was still, I would love to recognize them. And I think most importantly, the distinguished senators from my state. I feel extremely privileged at this time to be taking up this position, because it's always difficult for you to be a minister and also have the Senate Committee Chair of the committee that is responsible for your sector actually being your senator. So I think there's something big in the making for tech in Nigeria at the moment. I'll take the time as well to recognize the honorable members of House of Representatives, for those of them that are still here, all the directors and heads of parastatals, senior government officials, captains of industry, quite a number of them are here, but also my dear family and friends. I think first and foremost, let me express my gratitude to Almighty God and to the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for finding me worthy to be a part of his team. The story of my nomination by Mr. President to become a federal minister is an unlikely one. A story that is largely unexpected and frankly inspirational. 6 months ago, and I think probably 3 months ago or 2 months ago, my life was focused firmly on creating opportunities for young people across different sectors in technology and innovation, but also across Africa as well. But today, I stand before you responsible for leading the efforts to mainstream the application of technology across our economy for over 200 million people. Nigeria is a great country with unbounded potential. And I believe that with intentional effort, we can unlock a future that we can all be proud of. A future that gives hope to the young people of our nation. But not only young people, to everyone in Nigeria. Mr. President's agenda is one of building an inclusive and prosperous economy, which is something that has always been a motivation for me in all the work I've done in my life. From starting my career in tech and innovation in Europe, to returning home to co-found Co-Creation Hub in 2010 in Nigeria. Our subsequent expansion into the rest of Africa is also a testimony to what has happened in my career over the years. It just seems like a great fit for me to take this next step. I'm really excited about the task ahead. I'm also convinced that we will succeed. We will succeed. I know the weight is huge. The pressure is a lot, but I believe we will succeed. Today, I met with some of the staff at the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation, and Digital Economy. And it is with firm belief It is my firm belief, rather, that they, like many of us, are committed and ready for the challenge of building on the gains that we have had over the last 13 years of the existence of this ministry. I am fully committed to this task, and I want to let you all know that I cannot do this alone. Every single one of you will be needed to play a part in Mr. President's agenda. That inclusive and prosperous economy that we all want to achieve can only happen with our collective participation and collaboration. Now that I have the responsibility and I am now on this side, I want to assure you that you will continue to hear from me and get somewhere on Twitter, but in a different shape, of course. My tone on Twitter will be different, but you'll continue to hear from me on Twitter. And also have no fear, my team has deleted my Twitter from my phones and taken over the accounts as well. But I can hack it back, rest assured. In fact, they've refused to even tell me the password. So I will have to borrow the phone from them to tweet. But rest assured, you'll only be hearing more about our plans and, by God's grace, our successes. As I wrap up, let me say a few words about someone whose quiet and resolute support has been critical in getting me to this point in my life. And that's my wife, Mojisola. Moji has been a rock on every front, especially at home with our three lovely children, Ademide, Aramide, and Oluwadurusi. And I know that as we start this new chapter, I'll be relying on her even more. To all my family, friends, and associates who have been a part of this story, a lot of them actually, there's a lot of them. So many of them have been part of this story from day one. But I keep saying there's one special man in this room today. They probably won't like me to call his name, but I'd like to point out Idris Albankodisabo. Idris is a selfless man, and I have to say he's the kind of man that we need to mainstream in our country. 10, 20, 30 more of Idris, and Nigeria will be a better place for us to live. And for the rest of my friends, I continue to ask for your continued support and prayers. Thank you all again for honoring our family with your presence. We continue to pray for God's guidance to deliver on this task ahead. But I'd also like to say, God bless you all. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.